There's a lot of things we could do as a structured community. Not that we have to all follow the same idea, but say we could do things like we plan our meals, and on certain days of the week, certain people go to the store, and they plan what day they go to the store and stuff like that. You can have some spontaneity because nobody wants planned spontaneity. You can't plan it. You can be like, well, this allotted time I can do whatever I want because there are, until we would become androids, which I hope never happens in this existence or any again, is that we, unless we were androids, we would all follow along with the same thought train, and without any free will of our own. But since we have free will of our own, everything is going to have a little bit of spontaneity because it's going to have your individual thoughts incorporated into everything. But that doesn't mean that even though you have individual thoughts, you can't control them. For instance, if everyone knew where you were going at all times, which I don't see why it's such a bad thing. If I said, hey, every person in the world, every person, where you're going and what you're doing, until everyone can trust each other, there should be no reason that you have to hide what you're doing to anyone. You should say, I'm going here to do this. But the problem is, people are sneaky. And if they aren't, then they would easily be like, I have no reason to have any privacy. But then there's another reason of they're embarrassed of their physical appearance, or they don't like having people judge what they think, or, things of that nature. A lot of it's because people are doing sneaky things they're not allowed to do by law, or, they're cheating on their person, you know what I mean? Something like that. But I would dare to say that the reason that we don't have a world of open honesty is because people like being sneaky and they can't trust themselves. Once you can trust yourself, we could have a world of people who there's no need for privacy when you're not doing anything sneaky. When you're not doing anything that other people can't know about. I mean, we have a government. We have our whole world is ran by leaders of groups of leaders that don't tell us what they're doing. I mean, there's complete privacy. So, and they say it's your right to privacy. Why? Your privacy is your thoughts in your head. No one can hear your thoughts in your head. But there's also no reason to have your actions be private because your actions affect other people. Your thoughts do too when they come into action. They do as well inside your head, just as what you think of those people. But it doesn't affect them physically until you put it in action. So people need to learn how to be more open and not so private. And there's really nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be scared of, unless there is. And if there is, that's on you. If you're ashamed and scared, that's you. If you're, confident and have nothing to hide, then you should have no problem with being open about everything you do. And we could have many things in the world that would be structured, but it doesn't mean that there can't be fun. Of course, you make plans. We don't have to have 9 to 5 jobs and 8-hour shifts and taxes and all that kind of dumb. It's so dumb, this way we're living. We're living like a Monopoly game. Look at the game Monopoly and compare it to the real world, and that's what we're doing. But there's so much more to do, and we don't have to compare it to any game anymore. We can actually we can actually create something from scratch. A brand new world. Each person has the ability to do what they want without someone telling them they can't do this or can't do that. That's how it should be. Because really, unless you break the rules, which there are too many little rules that were made because of people getting offended and not, just being open, honest. If somebody does something you don't like, say it. And at the same time, if somebody tells you something that they don't like about you, don't get so over offensive and try to get along somehow. I mean, it does take both sides, and both people have to sort of nullify all their personal emotions, however extreme or unextreme they may be. You may have one person who's really tough and wants to get in fights with everybody, and another person who's really timid. And that's two people who clash. But we got to learn how to balance everybody out in those aspects. The people that are too tough need to chill out, and the people that are too, timid need to be more confident because it will help them both ways. So, and there's a time for everything to need to be courageous and need to be tough or need to be timid or quiet about things, but not always. People need to learn that they are in control of all their emotions. And, well, most of them aren't yet, but they can be. So now we start improving the world with real steps.